To embrace the success, to embrace the abundance, you have to embrace the change. You have to be okay with yourself to say, hey, it's okay that I made a mistake. I've been living a life that have led me here I'm not happy with, but I can change. I can allow myself to learn and get new tools and live a life of abundance, of success. Welcome to The Art of Chef. I'm your host, Chef Yuki. In this episode, I actually have no idea what we're going to talk about. I took some notes. And I think we can get somewhere with these notes. It's late Sunday night. Hello, everyone. It's Chef Yuki here. It's been quite a week. It's been a busy week. I'm sure you all have been busy. If this is your first day off, welcome. If this is your first day on, happy Monday. If you're somewhere in between, what's up? I'm glad you choose to have me work with you, work out with you, hang out with you, or just have my voice on while you go on with your day. So thank you so much for listening. I was thinking about what I said about getting into a position that you're not ready to get into. I can only tell you about me, this guy, Chef Yuki. I'm not going to try to tell you what you should do. I can tell you about my stories. If you find places you vibe with them, great. But yeah, copying me is not going to get you anywhere because I am genuinely lucky. I'm really, really lucky to have the clients that I have. They kind of picked me off the street. I wasn't aware, but when I was hired by them, they were looking for a chef. I thought that their friend insisted that they should have a chef, so they recommended me. Well, now that I'm making friends back around with all the Asian chefs in the Bay Area, comes to find out that they were looking for a chef for themselves, but everybody that they know were too busy doing business for themselves. So yes, I am lucky to have my client because I was lucky enough to be here from Hong Kong to be working in a position where I met the person that recommended me to my current boss. And at the time that they were looking for a chef and that I fit all the criteria. And yeah, so I was lucky. They are one of a kind. Hands down, one out of a billion. I won't find people that love food the way, and they love me. I love working for them. The relationship is flawless. I'm lucky. And then I find out that I need to be one of a kind. I do have a book ready to share with you on a passage. Maybe in this passage, we can answer and unpack some of these answers. So here it is, The Compound Effect by Darren Harding. Chef Michael recommended this to me. Hopefully I can do a pod with him so that he can share with you some of his journey and what an incredible person. His wife Amy, I think, recommended the book to him. There's a passage in there that Darren quoted his mentor Jim Rohn, who is the mentor of many of the great, like I think Tony Robbins, and it really helped me through this stage where I found these one-of-a-kind clients and I needed to become a one-of-a-kind chef. Now, I did leave my client for a period of time to go to the Boiler House and go through Head Roy's and Sacred Heart Prep in Atherton. I left them to try to discover myself and went through the toughest, probably the hardest part of my life. That period of time when I left them till I came back. And yeah, I'm lucky enough that I came back. There's a whole other story there. But anyway, let me just start reading. Who you have to become. When most people set out to achieve new goals, they ask, okay, I have my goal. Now what do I need to do to get it? It's not a bad question, but it's not the first question that's needed to be addressed either. The question we should be asking ourselves is, who do I need to become? You probably know some people who seems to do all the right things but still don't produce the results they want, right? Well, why not? One thing Jim Rohn taught me is, if you want to have more, you have to become more. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue will elude you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Sorry, I'm not good at reading, so I'm going to try to read that last part again, the quote that Jim Rohn told Darren Harding in this book called The Compound Effect. If you want to have more, you have to become more. Success is not something you pursued. What you pursue will elude you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So after I read that, I was like, okay. Well, who do I have to become? Abundance and success is attracted by who you become. So who do I have to become? The person I needed to become is the person I am today. And this journey I started off about 10 years ago of becoming someone else. Becoming the me now. I had the dream, maybe not 10 years, but let's just say 5 years. 5 years ago was the last time I sat down with. At the end of the review, I clearly remember myself saying, hey, you know what? I am in awe with what the fuck is going on already. I'm just excited to be your chef. I just want to see what being your chef is. I said, I can't wait. And I can't wait to see what it's like to be your chef. And that's a few years after I worked with him for a while. I left him. I came back. And this is a few years after I came back, after I left my corporate gig, working with teams of many, to pretty much like went into a hole and worked by myself and cooked for 4 people and the occasion parties. And I was hustling it. And I cooked at the office. At the time, I didn't see the value in the things I was doing. See, it's so funny because it's so funny looking back at it, because when I first started working for they like everybody has zero expectation of what I should or shouldn't do. I mean, I had zero clue of what that type of abundance is, and I had zero idea what I was getting myself into. Like, see, at this point, I was so far out of my league for taking this gig. The people that they were trying to get to cook for them were like people that are super famous restaurateurs. There's this guy that is like a big time corporate chef in one of the large Silicon Valley corporation, and he's had a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant in San Mateo that's big time. Like, I'm puny compared to all the people that they were trying to recruit to cook for them. And so I guess it was lucky that I didn't know how much out of the league I was for the position that I'm in now. So fast forwarding to now, for example, I just did a dinner last night. We had 2 parties, and we did a dinner where, with some appetizers, a bunch of Chinese food, and some homemade dessert. So way back in the day, when I first started, I would be like, yeah, one person, maybe a half a person, maybe a quarter person can deal with that. I mean, that's nothing. 7 people. But now fast forward 10 years, we did 7 people. There was 3 of us. And I think that was just about right. There was me, Fred, and Chef Mie. Chef Mie, she's my pastry chef. She did the cake and the ice cream for the dessert. And Fred was the sous. So it worked out perfect. We were able to show hospitality, speaking with the guests, even as small as offering water, flat or sparkling. And if I would have jumped in and did that at the beginning, I would have felt like overzealous, and they would never pay me the money to do all that. But now I look back and I feel that it's different. I'm in a different business now. I'm not sitting there trying to figure out what the food cost is or labor cost is or anything. Like, these people get to come up to the gallery, and this could be like a once in a lifetime experience for them. And if my client allowed me to go all out, I go all out, because my food can be sitting next to some really, really decent wine and valuable art and things. I'm the chef for someone that's in a different world, and I need to be someone that's in that world. So, and boss man, you said I can't expect the big ones all the time, so that's why I'm out here hustling it late at night, Sunday night, while the kids are asleep, to record a pod so that I can make a living to stay in the valley. to to provide the service. So yeah, fake it till you make it. That's super valid. It sounds horrible, but you heard what Jim Rohn said. Success is something that you attract by who you become. Who you are right now, it's your choice. Don't blame nobody else. Don't blame anybody else. The only person that you can blame is the person that's behind that mirror. And I know that there's a lot of people that even can't look at themselves even in the mirror. I'm one of them. That's why I have such a hard time looking at you. But I'm learning. Thanks to Mel Robbins and her book, The High Five Habits, and her podcast and her talk between her and her husband. But anyway, that's a whole other pod. Get in the position that you're not ready for. Like, I was not ready to be a chef for the 0.0001%. I was not ready to be a husband. I was not ready to be a father. I was never ready to be a leader, but all of those positions fell into place once I committed to become that. See, you can only become a great chef if you make yourself become a chef. You can only be a great husband if you choose to marry and commit yourself to perform all the things that a great husband does. To be a great father, you have to decide to have the children. You're gonna make the kids. You're gonna make the situation happen. And to be a leader, you can't push rope as a leader. You can't push from the back. You have to pull. You have to lead. So if you're out there stuck thinking that you can't take that position, you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, too anything, I say that's the one you got to go for. That's your compass. Don't go for the position that you're ready for. It's it doesn't work like that. And that's why you're where you're at. And that's why you feel kind of stuck. Right? To embrace the success, to embrace the abundance, you have to embrace the change. You have to be okay with yourself, to say, hey, it's okay that I made a mistake. I've been living a life that have led me here I'm not happy with, but I can change. I can allow myself to learn and get new tools and live a life of abundance, of success. We've spent way too much time this evening chatting. It's about to be the next day, and I would love to get a little rest before waking up and taking care of them kids. So thank you so much for listening. This is The Art of Chef. I'm your host, Chef Yuki. See you next time. Peace. All right, that's a wrap.